A newer hybrid that they're actually starting to see in the wild. Pizzly bears.
Pigs and grizzly bears?
Not everything is about pigs. I don't know. I don't think that's real. I hope that's not real.
Welcome back to the Alpha Hour podcast, where a couple of betas try to pretend like we're alpha.
Would you have sex with a Neanderthal if it was like a really good-looking Neanderthal?
I mean, people were savages back then. I would have met, probably.
Yeah. You ever seen like a Neanderthal woman? I feel
No.
like they're always represented as men.
I don't know if I've seen an actual picture. But I mean, guys would definitely have sex with anything.
Yeah.
So
It might be kind of slick. Like,
haven't you ever seen Mr. Hands? Come on.
it'd be kind of slick though, like, because I don't think she'd be quite as smart, but like maybe she was hot and like had like a sweet rack, and you're like, all right, like.
Slim pickings, and plus you would almost have to, because or else you're just interbreeding with your family.
Yeah.
So you would need to procreate with other types of.
And I'm sure that they would
humanoids.
have. It's like it'd be just like a donkey and a horse mating and creating a mule.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'd have this thing, but I wonder if that thing would become sterile. But you could definitely interspecies breeding. Like, because a mule is, I think, sterile. I don't think. When you combine a donkey and a horse, that mule is the hybrid. And I don't think that they're actually able to then procreate themselves. But
Do you think all the mules on Earth are just...
They're hybrids.
They're the end of their being?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I think for the most part.
Mules don't fuck each other. So it's always a goat and a the only
not
reason
a goat,
they still
a
exist...
donkey.
And a horse.
Yeah, I do believe so.
What?
Yeah.
I did not know this. This is I got.
You can look it up.
Quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, Fully Loaded Tobacco-Free Chew. Check out the description of this video or the show notes to get 20% off your next order.
I mean, I feel like I'm pretty accurate.
So they could just 100% like die off and then be like, let's bring those mules back. And then it's like, all right.
I do believe so.
Let's get another donkey and a horse to fuck.
We could look up the mule. Look up the mule, Jarrad. Let's go to the mule Wikipedia. We're definitely taking a different angle here.
Our mules made.
The result of a donkey stallion mating with a female horse. Mules tend to have a head of a donkey and the extremities of a horse. The result.
And a hinny's a girl donkey and a male horse.
Oh.
But that would be harder because it'd be hard for her to give birth. Because it's a big animal.
Dude, hold on. I need to see if mules procreate.
Just go to
Hey, go right there. Do mules breed naturally?
There we go.
Google. Female horse and a male donkey have a mule, but hinnies and mules can't have babies of their own.
One of these days, you
They're
guys are just going to listen to me
they're
and know that I
sterile.
rarely
Because
say
they can't
things
make
that I
sperm
don't
or
know.
eggs.
They're sterile because they can't make sperm
Yeah.
and eggs.
Because they're a hybrid.
Wow.
So you know what it is there's a different amount of chromosomes. This is one of those ones that I remember from college. But there's a different amount of chromosomes in a horse and a donkey. And so because of that, when they combine, they will have an odd number of chromosomes. Particularly when you're talking about the difference between X, Y. So X being the girl, Y being the man. The X chromosome, if you're coming from a female horse or a female donkey, that actually makes a difference. So they would absorb more chromosomes in that one. So even in that sense, then a girl, if you think about it, a female mule, which is the combination of donkey, you'd have the X chromosome from the donkey and the X chromosome from the horse. So you'd have a mismatch of chromosomes. So they would never be able to make eggs. Because if they made that egg and they split their current number, say it's 50. So if they split that number, it's going to be different than the horse or the donkey. So they'd never be able to get the right number of chromosomes. And I'm pretty sure that's why they can't make sperm and eggs, is because they can't split. They can't divide.
My mind is blown. I feel like this would have came up more. So why is it just that? Because there's like species. Let's just say different types.
Like a
of
liger.
dogs.
This would be like you know how they can breed a lion and a tiger? And they make that liger. It's the same kind of hybrid animal. Like there are animals that can interbreed, but then a lot of times the offspring will not be able to then procreate themselves.
Yet. Like,
Well,
what's his face in Jurassic Park said, life will find a way.
Yeah, I guarantee you could have like some fluky thing where you'd have mules that would have offspring, but I do not believe that is common at all.
This is mind-blowing.
So
Yeah.
why don't
Well, we got
do this-
redirected here.
Why don't we do this with
Yeah.
all kinds of animals then?
Well, you know what?
We're just trying to
the reason with mules is you actually get a really good animal because the mules are great. They can carry a ton of dead weight. I know a lot about horses.
Yeah, but why?
That makes sense.
They can carry a ton of
Didn't
dead
they
weight.
use mules like back in the
Oh yeah, all over the place.
Jesus Christ years? Like,
Oh yeah,
because
because they don't ride with people on them as well, but they're good for packing. So you can pack them up. They'd have trains from the west. They'd have big fat trains of mules because these mules can go really far and carry a lot of dead weight. They just aren't fast, and apparently they're more agreeable than horses. Horses are a little too smart.
Interesting.
If you ever go down to Amish country, you'll see they have a bunch of mules, and they also have donkeys and horses because that's the only way they can make mules. So they got to rig up the gal horse, and the gal horse has to take it from one of the male donkeys, and voila, you got yourself a mule. But the mules can't interbreed. They can't make mule babies with other mules.
So why aren't we trying to do this with like dogs and cats? Like saying
They
getting
can't breed. These two are only, I believe, 2 chromosomes apart. So they're not, and they're close enough in their kind of genealogy that they're able to breed. Think of it like a liger. If you tried to breed a tiger and a bear, it wouldn't work.
Wait, are ligers real?
Yeah, you can make one. You know what else is new that
You can make one.
a newer hybrid that they're actually starting to see in the wild is Pizzly bears.
Pigs and grizzly bears?
Not everything is about pigs. No, polar bears and grizzly bears. Because of some of the shift.
Hey, it makes sense.
Because of some of the shift in temperatures, so they're starting to blend their natural areas. So that the polar bear is coming a little further south, the grizzly bear is going a little bit further north, and they're fucking.
Wow.
And then so now you're seeing these. They look, because polar bears are massive. Pull up a Pizzly.
Yeah, what about like toads and frogs or like a Canadian? Because like
There you go. Pull that picture up. Do we still have this recorded?
Yeah. But it's still
No, go down. Go down to the.
this?
No, right there.
This.
No, to the
This.
right. Right there. That is what it looks like. Isn't that cool?
That's a badass bear.
Yeah. It's like the size of a freaking polar bear, but it's a grizzly bear. They're intimidating as shit.
Let me pull it.
Now, I don't know about the ability to procreate of that animal because I don't know how close they are. I would bet that thing could keep going. If that thing became a thing, you had like the ferocity of a grizzly bear in a polar bear body.
Yeah, because that's a polar bear, and this is because you can see. Look at even the face.
Yep.
Like you can see the grizzly
More
bear
grizzly.
face.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's pretty sweet. Like a Pizzly bear.
And they're doing this naturally. Well, we
Yeah.
think naturally.
Yeah, no, they
Might
found
be
them in the
some
wild.
secret
They have found them 100%
government
in the wild.
project.
No, this would be a lame government project. They're too busy making pigmen.
Wow.
See that they're calling it a Goler bear. I kind of like Pizzly bear.
I think I like Pizzly.
Pizzly sounds like kind of fun. Imagine encountering that thing in the wild.
He was thinking Piggly.
That'd be great if it was a pig,
Pig
and a
and a
bear.
grizzly bear? What does
No,
that
I'm
look
telling you, they're
like?
too busy combining pigs and humans.
I'm interested in all this crossbreeding. Like, could a generic like mallard like mate with like
Duck?
a Canadian goose? They're pretty fucking close.
What's a mallard?
A duck. I don't know. I don't know that answer.
Or like I said, like a toad and a frog. They're so damn similar.
A toad and a frog would be a good one. But again, I don't know how much. I don't know if there's ever been a mule that happened naturally. You know what I mean? Mules are so stinking old. They've been around for.
It had to have, and that's what
thousands of
gave me the
years.
idea. Because that'd be really weird, like back in like whatever 20,000 years ago. Like, hey, let's get these two to fuck, and we'll do it for the purpose of like.
Maybe you had some freaky dude who was like into watching donkeys bang horses, and then like from that,
I think you just happen to have a donkey and a horse, and they just happen to fuck. And
yeah, that's probably the case.
And he's like,
and then
holy
he's like,
shit,
hey,
look at this thing.
This thing can carry a ton of dead weight, and it's kind of stupid.
Let's keep doing it, and then I'll sell them. And then everyone learned quickly, like, all you need is this one, and it produces.
It's
this.
actually it'd be a great product, because as you sell that product, the mule,
Yeah. Someone can't be an entrepreneur
like
and be like,
this-
oh, I'm going to buy
yeah.
a bunch of these.
it's like the suicide gene from Monsanto. When they sell these farmers their seeds, you can't make seeds next year. The seeds won't
Oh,
grow.
you got to keep buying them?
yeah.
Yeah.
So they can't reuse their own seed.
Oh, I didn't know they
It's
did that.
evil as shit, but it is a good marketing ploy. Like, hey, buy this, and it's planned obsolescence.
Like Apple with their phones. They're going to give you a new charger each time.
Yes.
You got to keep buying it.
It's the planned obsolescence, and the mule is the OG of planned obsolescence. It's like, hey, I'll sell you this thing. It's going to carry a shitload of weight, but problem is, once it dies, you got to come back and buy another mule from me, or you can buy your own donkey and your own horse. But I don't know how many times a female horse can have a mule. Like, I don't know if they get worn out.
Or like selling a man a fish versus teaching him how to fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't teach him how to fish. He'll keep coming back. Oh, that's funny. Well, we digress. Or not really digress, but
That's probably a whole other
It's-
episode.
it started with
No, we'll leave it
alien
all as
talk,
one.
and now we're just talking about
Talking about Pisleys.
crossbreeding random animals.
No, I think the Pisley might be the one that I would think of off the top of my head that's the most interesting hybrid. That one's pretty slick.
It's weird though how we're so fascinated by like two different like bears that naturally came about, but like with like our best friends, dogs, like there's millions and
Yeah.
billions of types of mutts out there. It's like, oh yeah, whatever. But the idea of like other species.
But they're the same species, though. Dog is one species. I'm gonna look up animal hybrids. There's got to be some other ones that
Well,
are
here,
kind
I'll
of
just
cool.
look it up, right?
You got it on there?
It's like what would happen if a human like fucked an ape or vice versa?
I can tell you, it's quite pleasurable. No, I think that's when AIDS happens.
I mean, yeah, diseases will come about, but
There's actually a lot of cool ones.
12 types of hybrid animals that actually exist.
Wait a minute. Okay, there's a liger,
There's a liger.
which is honestly they're kind of fat.
Yeah.
They're kind of like
that one is.
they're kind of losers.
Well, it's
I
probably
feel like you're ruining
They're
the tiger
betas.
and the
Those are like
lion.
us
Awesome.
of the human world.
Yeah, those aren't cool.
They're betas, just
Those aren't
like
cool.
us. Tigan.
Okay, so now you're talking about just flipping the male and the female from
That's
the species.
dumb, yeah.
Those aren't very cool.
Killer whale. Okay.
wolfen.
A false
a
killer
wolfen.
whale?
What's a false killer whale?
Let's look it up. Now that we have the, now
Well,
we
it
have the
probably will
internet,
tell
we
you
can
a
look
male
stuff
false.
up.
Wait, it was about to tell you.
Oh, it was? Sorry.
I think it had like parentheses around it. A member of the dolphin family that isn't related to the killer whale.
So it probably looks like a killer whale. That's lame.
A false killer, yeah. Leopard and a lion.
Okay.
It's a lot of cats.
We're still in the cat family, yeah.
Buffalo and cow. That's not that cool.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of cool. Look at that thing.
It just looks like a goofy buffalo.
A beefalo. I like the name.
A beefalo.
Oh, when I was out in Arizona, there's a bunch of like buffalo, like for whatever reason, and like we hit like deer and stuff around here. There was a fucking dead buffalo on the side of the road.
That someone hit? It looked
Yeah,
like?
I'm like, it had to destroy the car.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it was bigger than that guy.
Growler bear. Grizzly and
Yeah.
a polar bear.
No, that's cool. That's the one we knew about.
But you call it
I tell
Also
you
known
what.
as
Called it a
Pizzly. They do
Pizzly.
recognize it as Pizzly.
God
Okay.
bless him. That's way cooler. Golar bear sounds stupid. Jaguar and lion sounds
lion?
kind of slick. I wouldn't mind seeing a jag lion.
Let's see if we can get a
I
pic
feel like a
of it.
picture of a jag lion might be. That's kind of cool.
Ooh, wow.
Whoa.
Like
Oh
it.
my
That's
god,
my
that's
favorite.
neat.
That is cool.
Give me one of those.
Holy shit. Those are
It looks
awesome.
awesome. It almost. That is the coolest one for sure.
I want to create a brand of something that's called this.
Oh,
and
that
a
is so
picture of
awesome.
that.
That is awesome. That's a jaguar and a lion.
Jag lion.
Dude, that is sweet.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is neat. I want one of those, but it would probably maul you to death. But
Ask Mike Tyson how that worked out. I don't think you can have those things.
All right.
Zebroid. Okay. That
okay,
looks kind of cool.
yeah.
Zebra and horse. Those, like, when would those naturally, like, cross paths with each
They
other?
wouldn't. They're not even the same continent.
A goat and a sheep.
A geep.
Let's see what this thing looks like.
I kind of like the name geep. Kind of cute.
Yeah.
All right.
That's something you could have.
Yeah, you could have a geep. What the hell do you do with a geep, though?
What do you do with sheep or goat? Like, I wonder, man, their coloring's totally different
It's like
from one hybrid to the
Neapolitan.
next.
You think it's like forcible rape that they're doing this? Like they have to do something to get these animals to
Probably.
get together, or they could artificially inseminate them. You know,
Bro, like,
take a little of the sheep jizz and pop it in the goat.
most are too impatient, sitting there and watching. All right, the other one. It's probably like, all right, let's just go
Yeah.
ahead and
They may never
Inseminate.
get it on. You may have to forcibly do it.
a camel and a llama.
Man.
I would
Well.
assume that all mules are made with artificial insemination at this point.
Maybe. Ooh, that one's cool.
That's
looking.
kind of cool.
Savannah cat. What is it? Domestic cat.
I think people
African-
actually have
Yes.
things like those.
Yeah, I'm like pretty sure that you could buy that now.
Are those like the bigger ones? I believe they're.
Yeah, I
They're
think that
bigger
they're
in
not
size?
small. They'd be big enough that I wouldn't want them in my house.
And last one, green sea slug.
Oh, that's stupid.
That is dumb.
What?
That's
Uh,
dumb.
Algae
yeah,
and a
I don't know
slug.
what that means.
Oh. That's just like a plant.
A slug mating with a fucking plant? What is this?
Is that really what that is?
That's so lame. Why would they do that?
Well,
Well,
I mean,
how does an animal mate with a tree?
this
Yeah,
would mean
'cause
that we
it's-
can do
it's
anything.
Algae and a slug.
I've seen these.
Unless
Tree
maybe they're
huggers
good
and-
for cleaning, like fish tanks or something.
I still want to know how a slug can mate with a plant. What did it say in the description?
Algae has to be some sort of like living, like
Sea slug incorporates genetic material from the algae it eats into its own DNA.
Okay.
The strange result is plant-animal hybrid that can consume food like an animal or create its own nutrients.
That's pretty sweet.
Photosynthesis. What the?
If we had the ability to do photosynthesis, that would be pretty freaking crazy.
now I believe in pigmen.
Yeah.
After watching, like,
You didn't have to believe in
we're-
pigmen. They already believed in you. Look it up. Look up pig animal chimera. Pig human chimera. This is a good one to look up. Yep.
Dude, my mind is boggled about the last one.
You got to watch because a lot of times
We're underestimating what we just learned.
What that?
Oh, there's a.
That's-
I don't know.
Animal
I don't
plant.
think that's real.
That's not.
I hope that's not real.
There's no way that's real.
It's Vice News. They've never been wrong before.
Oh my god.
I don't think you're gonna find
That's
this.
what I was just gonna say. I don't think we're gonna actually find it. There's
No, go back to the articles though. You'll see articles. The images they may not have. Look at that. So first, there you go. And this is on
This is 5 years
first
ago.
human pig sparking hopes for transplantable organs and debate. Hey, what did I tell you? This is the problem. They're gonna get to the point where these
Pig
things are
embryos
mostly
that
human.
have been injected with human stem cells.
Yeah. So when they're young, they're giving them human stem cells and they're starting to grow human organs.
one of the organs that we can't move from one being to another is a brain, right? Is there such thing as a brain transplant? You can pretty much
completely different thing.
Yeah, it wouldn't work.
you can pretty much do it with any other organ in the body for the most part, or most.
Yeah, they
of
have
them,
corneal
right?
transplants, heart transplants, liver transplant, lung transplant.
But the brain is one that
I don't know if they've ever done a colon transplant. That's an organ that I don't think they've ever done. But you know what's weird? If you transplanted a colon, there's so much essentially brain in a colon and in your small intestine. It's like the second brain. So all the dopamine, serotonin, they always call it like your gut, your second brain. That'd be
Yeah.
interesting if that would like dramatically change your personality if you got someone else's small intestine or colon.
I think it would have to.
I think it would.
They communicate so much that it's like
Yeah. Or maybe they
dictates who
wouldn't
you
be
are.
able to communicate at all. But
I think
I know someone that's had their colon removed and it didn't really change their personality, so that's weird. I don't know.
Was another one put in?
No.
It was just removed.
Removed.
But I wonder
just
if.
turn the large intestine into
But
the
if
colon.
you put somebody, can you?
Small.
But, okay, so you can't put someone else's colon inside of you.
I don't know. I don't know if it's ever been tried. I'm trying to think of organs that you can't. I don't think they've done like bladder transplants. So when you're talking about organ, liver, heart, lungs, kidney. We know that. But
know
yeah,
that.
brain never. Corneal transplant. They done eyes.
That's bizarre too.
We're kind of hitting all the major organs. I mean, it's not like you do like a thyroid transplant. You
Yeah.
remove your thyroid and you replace it with, thyroid hormones and stuff. No, it's interesting. I don't know. Can't think of any other ones. But that's the point. Now we're going to start getting them from pigs we're going to slaughter.
I mean, but if it's to continue the human race,
Mm-hmm.
Is
Yeah.
this how swine flu came about?
No. I don't think so. It would be cool if we could actually find a picture of human pig chimeras. But you couldn't search Google. They'd probably have it.
Brave maybe? Can we look Brave?
You probably
I've
could.
got the Brave browser.
If you, that's the tricky
I've
thing.
used it.
If you go into there, they're trying to hide these things. You're gonna have a hard time finding it.
And who's they?
Who is they?
You know who they are, and they're the ones that are doing it.
Human pig chimera.
Yeah, or hybrid.
Let's see what we
I
get.
think we're just gonna get some wacky like fiction.
No, you'll find totally. Yeah, see here.
Let
You
me
go.
look at the images first. all right.
See, these are. I want to see the real thing.
It's people just playing.
That looks like a pig elephant.
See, but like this could actually be real, but it looks so ridiculous.
That one's wild. That one is wild. I don't even. That one grosses me out.
But do they maybe just look like regular pigs, and we're just,
Nope. Don't ruin this for me.
or maybe it's not even a full pig like we were thinking. Maybe it's just a,
Oh, look at that monkey pig hybrid. I want to see what that one turns into.
which one are here?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's real.
Go up. Go
World's
up.
First piglet with monkey
Go
DNA.
go down. Go over. There's like a pig in a suit. Keep going.
Right here?
There. No,
down here?
to the left, right there. That's more what I think. See, that's on like a reputable website. Now, I don't think that's the real thing, but a lot of people talk about human pig hybrids. I think we're missing the boat on learning more about it, but.
Human pig hybrids for organ transplants could develop into monsters with our brains.
Yeah.
Uh,
What if you really did like put our brains in another animal? Like, what if you truly could like take an evil person and put him in the body of like a grizzly bear? He'd be fucking unstoppable.
Yeah, but we can't do the brain transplant right now.
I know, but I think it'd be pretty wild if you had like grizzly bears that could think like people.
That would be a problem.
Yeah, you're goddamn right it would.
They're already so dangerous without human
Yeah,
brains.
that's my point. They could like. I feel like that could be an experiment that would go horribly wrong. Like we try and make grizzly bears with human brains, and then like eventually in 100 years, the world is just grizzly bears like running around with like guns, and the grizzly bears are like, "Get back in your cage, humans!" Like they flip the table.
well, it's kind of we both like the Batman series. Like, what's the Doctor whoever that creates like I think there was a Pigman as one of the characters, but that's what like
In Batman?
yeah. What was the? It's in Gotham.
Movies aren't our
Where
strong
they kind of
suit.
like treated it like
The Doctor and Batman.
I want to say it's Batman. It's in like Gotham where it's like he has a lab where he's just like finding all the weird like Marvel characters that have all these special
Hugo Strange?
Yeah, Hugo Strange. What's the?
And he makes pig
I want to
pig human chimeras?
Yeah. What's the little the center that he? Jesus, man, this is like trying to come up with actors in their movies. I can't think of it.
Yeah, I've never seen Gotham, so I don't know. But Dr. Hugo Strange making Pigman does make the Pigman even cooler.
Unless I'm just making this up.
I think you might be making it up. I don't know.
Maybe you had a dream and it all combined.
Oh man,
this rings a bell. These pictures.
No, damn it.
Well, you gave it a good run.
Professor Pig?
I guess it would make sense, like, if you were an evil genius and you wanted to make things like that is something that would be pretty wild.
Professor Pig. No, God.
This isn't it, Professor Pig?
No, it could be. Look at the one. I don't know enough about it to continue without actually finding what I'm talking about.
I'm surprised they haven't brought him back. Maybe because it's too close to reality.
Thanks for checking out this podcast. Please make sure to hit that thumbs up button before you go. If you want to watch us continue the conversation, then click on this video to your left next. Quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, Fully Loaded Tobacco-Free Chew. Check out the description of this video or the show notes to get 20% off your next order.